Welcome dear students, this is Tariq Ahmed Zargar from Mechanical Engineering Department, Kashmir Government Polytechnic Srinagar. Today's our topic is shear force and bending moment. This is the unit 4 and we will discuss about concept of beam and forms of loading. Simply first of all I will tell you what is beam. Beam is a structural member which carries loads at right angle to its axis is called beam. Now, what are the different types of beams which we use in engineering? First of all, types of beams. Number one, cantilever beam. Number two, fixed beam. Number three, overhang beam. Number four, continuous beam. In case of cantilever beam, here this is the continuous cantilever beam in which one end is fixed, another end is free. This one end is fixed and another end is free is known as cantilever. This is known as cantilever. Number two, fixed beam. This one is the fixed beam. Fixed beam is that type of beam in which both ends of the beam are fixed with walls. Number three, overhang beam. This one is fixed. Number three, overhang beam. It may be overhang on both sides. It may be overhang on one side. This beam is overhang beam. This beam is overhang beam. Overhang beam is that type of beam which extends beyond the support. If it extends beyond the support from one side, that is known as one-sided overhang. It may be overhang in both sides. When it is overhang in both sides, if it extends beyond the support on both sides, in right or in left, this type of beam is known as overhang beam. Now, another beam is continuous beam. Continuous beam is that type of beam which has more than two supports. The beam which carries more than two supports, that type of beam is known as continuous beam. Another one is simply supported beam, SSB. Simply supported beam. There are so many beams. Simply supported beam. Simply supported beam is that type of beam which carries two supports at the two ends. That type of beam, the beam which carries freely two supports at the two ends, that type of beam is known as simply supported beam. This one is simply supported beam. Now, there is another type of load. We have discussed here concept of beam. Now, I will tell you about the type of load. Three types of loads. Type of load. type of load. There are three types of loads. Number one, UDL, uniformly distributed load. This is uniformly, U for uniformly, D for distributed, L for load. Here UDL is uniformly distributed load. Second one is point load. We can say also concentrated load. Concentrated load. And the third one is UVL, uniformly varying load. Now, what is, first of all, I will tell you what is point load, or we can say concentrated load. Here, in case of simply supported beam, I will put a load W here. The load which acts at a particular point, at one point of the beam, that is known as concentrated, or we can say point load, which is perpendicular to its axis. That load is known as point load. After that, here is UDL. Number 2, uniformly distributed load. Here, uniformly distributed load in case of simply supported beam, I will put uniformly distributed load here. Say for example here, by this symbol, 2 kilonewton per meter. Here is the length L. This is the beam AB and length is L. W is the load here. Now, here I put 2 kilonewton per meter. Here is the L, that is the length. L is the length of the beam. Say this length may be 10 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, whatsoever. So here I put 2 kilonewton of load, that is uniformly distributed load. 2 kilonewton. Uniformly distributed load means the load which spreads uniformly throughout the length. That load is known as uniformly distributed load. Say if the length is 5 meter, that means 2 kilonewton load is on per meter. 5 meter carries 10 kilonewton load. That means it is 2 kilonewton per meter. So after that, here is uniformly varying load. Say uniformly varying load. This is the UDL. Now uniformly varying load. For example, the intensity of load is here less and here is more. I will join this. There is W1 and here is W2. Now this will increase. This is varying load. This is varying load. This load will increase. After that, I will show you here. This is known as uniformly varying load. If the load at this point, this end is 0, and here is, say for example, here is W. The intensity of load at this point is W and here is 0, then this will be its diagram. After that, the load increases up to this point, from this point to this point. Now the question is, how will we convert uniformly distributed load into point load? That can be also converted. Uniform distributed load can be converted into point load also. How it is? Here this is the base, this is the triangle. Here this is the base and this is the length. This one is the base. This is right angle triangle. Here it is W and it is L. Now this is W. W is load. Its unit is Newton per meter. That is W into L. Point load is equivalent. I can say here point load. point load is equivalent to W into L. W is Newton per meter here in case of here, and L is the length, that is meter. Meter cancel, so there is only Newton. Newton will be the point load. अब यहां पर मुझे क्या करना है, मैं यहां पर जाऊंगा, यहां मैं सेक्शन दिखाऊंगा इस चीज की, यहां पर सेक्शन दिखाऊंगा। तो ये आ जाएगा आपका L/3। L/3 पर अगर आपको इसको कन्वर्ट करना है पॉइंट लोड में, इस लोड को आपको डालना है कहां पर, इसको आपको डालना है L/3, जितनी आपकी लेंथ होगी L/3 पर आप इसको डाल सकते हो, तो आपका UDL दैट विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू द पॉइंट लोड। इंशाल्लाह वी विल टॉक अबाउट another topic on next video.